Right, time for a brake discovery. So I've never seen this before on a motorbike or any of the cars that I've had. And this is kind of like a brake pad which is starting to deteriorate. That's the old one on the right and the new one on the left. It's kind of got dimples in the beginning of a crack down it. If you have a look at the next picture that's coming in, you'll see that there is actually kind of like a long crack down the center, like a lightning bolt. And there's a considerable chunk missing from the middle. Now, these brake pads have probably been on this car a long time. I don't know if the car's actually been used too much. I think it's been sitting still for a while, then used a bit, then sitting still for a while, then used for a bit. So there's no reason why you would change the pads really, but it's come into my ownership and I've just been enjoying the car a lot. So I've been heating up the brakes and, they are what stops you, so they are important. And when it got down to about this level, I thought, maybe the sensor should have gone off. But not wanting to find out if there was a faulty sensor or to hear some grating sounds from the brake disc one day, I decided just to pull them off completely. But as you can see, that one on the right is quite bad. And there's a chunk missing there. I don't think that is going to cause a massive problem in stopping if you have pads like that, but it is starting to deteriorate. So why not put some new ones on? I mean, after all, your tires and brakes are what keeps you on the road. But it's quite interesting to see. I think that pad would have eventually cracked all the way down and maybe caused quite a significant stop in braking power. This is the rear rear brake pad. So on the right you've got the old pad and on the left you've got the new pad. And what's quite interesting to see is that the rear pads are, I don't expect them to wear that much, but I did expect to see some wear, and you can see they're really quite fresh still compared to the new pad on the left. And the Audi have cut the pad size down too. Maybe they're just trying to save money there, but normally rear pads wear a bit, not as much as the front, but it's quite interesting to see here that the wear on the rear has, been minimal. And if I'd have known that and I could have seen them, I would have probably only replaced the fronts and let those sit there, to be honest. But then again, it's nice to know you've got new pads all around. This is the front pad OEM. The new front pad from Audi. There is a big problem with brake dust. It's a big problem on the forums. People talk about it a lot. They often switch to EBC brake pads, which I will try at some point. Literally, you have your car washed with these brake pads on after a couple of days, driving to work and back, and your front wheels are just covered in a fine brake dust powder already. And it really does take away the nice shine of the front wheels. Sometimes I go 2 weeks without washing the car, and when I do, it's like, the front alloys are a completely different color when they come up after the jet wash. Another thing I wanted to change the pads for is I wanted to make sure that the front sensors were working. I know that you can reconnect the old sensors from the old pads, but when it comes to brakes and tires, you really want to make sure that everything is at that point of peace of mind, really. So when you put your foot on the pedal, it's going to stop. So that's the pads done. We'll go into discs and brake lines and brake fluid another time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.